Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing my review and a 3 demo look on the ColourPop Cosmetics Ooh La La palette. I know I am very late to reviewing another product from ColourPop once again, but we are here today and I'm super excited to review this for you guys because it's been a while where I could just review one product on its own. I feel like a lot of the ColourPop collections have been very big. There are like ultra blotted lips, there are pressed powders and everything like that. It takes a lot to review such a big collection, but today's video is just very, I guess, a little bit easier for me because I'm only talking about one palette on its own. I can get very detailed about it and just talk about the dupes, comparisons, everything like that. Hopefully this video was worth the wait and I just want to thank you guys for waiting. As always, you guys are always so patient with me. I truly do appreciate it. We are reviewing the Ooh La La palette today. You guys will be hearing my thoughts, seeing 3 demos. I'll be talking about some comparisons to other palettes and also comparisons to other shades from ColourPop. So we're gonna really just get down to this palette. So if you guys are interested in seeing all of that, then just continue watching. Okay, so first things first is of course product info. This is the Ooh La La palette. It comes with 9 eyeshadows and it also has a mirror. You can get this for $12 US. The shadows consist of 4 shimmers and 5 mattes, although one of the shades are already an existing shade, which we will get to later on in the review. So 8 of the shades are new, 1 is existing. That is pretty much the product info. Nice, short and easy. So let's talk about the eyeshadows. So when I first saw this palette, I was so incredibly happy because I love a good monochromatic palette and I also love pink. Pink is like my favorite color. So I was super excited for this one and I saw a lot of people using it. I feel like you don't see such a heavily influenced pink palette. Like you see more like berry tone palettes, not such a bright pink palette. At first glance, I was very impressed. I'm so happy that ColourPop is coming up with more colors. But once I got down to playing with it and just seeing the colors in person, I kind of realized that a lot of the shades are not so unique. A lot of these shades you probably can find spread out in your collection. I feel like a lot of palettes that have come out recently, they are a lot of warm tones, but they have a hint of berries. I think to me, just using this palette, the 2 standout shades are Opulent and Sandbar. So the thing with Opulent, you can already get this shade in the Element of Surprise palette. So if you already have that and you only want to get this palette for Opulent, then you don't need to get it because it's exactly the same shade in the Element of Surprise. It's exactly the same. It's not even a dupe. It's like the same shade. So in the Element of Surprise, there's a shade called Opulent and exactly the same in this palette as well. Also, Sandbar is another one that I think is the standout, which is the bright neon pink. I actually use this shade in all my 3 demos because it's just that pretty and necessary. Usually I won't do this because I just like to stick within the brand, but because the beige Shannon XO Remix palette is very affordable as well, and I just felt like the color scheme was too close to not compare it. You do have the Shannon XO one, you can get the bright pink in here. It is very similar and you will get a similar like vibe from it. I also want to compare like just these 2 together. You can see that it's not exactly the same, but I mean it is pretty similar. You are getting like a similar color family from it, a similar vibe. They both come with mirrors. I do think the Shannon XO one from BH is a little bit more expensive, but you can see the pan size difference is almost like triple in size, and you do get a lot more eyeshadows in the Shannon XO one because on the other side you do get some shadows here. I'm gonna put up some swatches of the comparable shades from each of the palette. I think there is about 5 and there's only 9 shades in this palette and one of them already being existing in the Element of Surprise. So that kind of brings it down to just 3 eyeshadows left that are more unique in this palette, and those 3 leftover shadows are kind of like, you can kind of see them in other ColourPop palettes already, if you know what I mean. So just dissecting this palette and comparing it to other palettes and other shades from ColourPop already, you're not really left with much unique shades in this palette. So I'm just kind of saying, you know, if you have the Shannon XO Remix palette or you have the Element of Surprise, then maybe you might want to reconsider it. I just think looking at it at first glance, you might think it's very unique, but once you actually just look at it, compare it, swatch it with other palettes, you kind of see that maybe it's not that unique as you thought. I think what makes everyone feel like it is so unique at first glance is that we don't really see this many vibrant pinks in one palette put together. You kind of see them splashed out in other palettes. So when you see them put all together, you're kind of like, whoa, that is so unique. But when you really look at it, it's not that unique, you know what I mean? I feel like all the pink looks that I created, I probably could have created with the eyeshadows that I already have. But yeah, I mean, the beige one is very affordable, and the Elemental Surprise one was one of their first palettes, so you guys might already have it. It's really up to you and what you have in your collection. If you just want like a pink eyeshadow palette that's all compact in one, then this is a great palette to have. I think you do get everything that you need. You have shimmer shadows, transition shades, a little bit of darker tones, although I do wish Caddy was a little bit darker, just so you could create something more dramatic to your eye look, really deepen it up a little. I feel like these two were a little bit same in tone. Same with the transitions, a little bit too similar. Some of the shades were too close in tone that they could have made it a little bit different. So with these two transitions, these two shimmers, and these two dark shades, I feel like they could have changed it, made it a bit darker, and made it a little bit more unique. But nonetheless, I still think it is a really amazing palette. It works really nicely. You guys know how much I love the ColourPop formula. So that was pretty much it for my review. I know it was very short, sweet, and simple, but it is just a very small eyeshadow palette, only 9 shades in here, and it is a very monochromatic palette, so there's only so much I can say. But hopefully you guys still found that helpful either way. I'm now gonna roll the clips of the dupes and the swatches, and you guys will continue to see the 3 demos, so hopefully you guys enjoy all of that. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started with the first look. This is what we will be kind of creating today. I was really inspired by Kylie Jenner. She did a look where she had like a bright pink in the corner, and I feel like that trend right now is a super big trend where people putting like neon colors in their inner corner. So I want to do a little take on that with the colors that I had in this palette. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to take the shade Soft Core on my ColourPop tapered blending brush. This is actually going to be the only shade that we place on our lid, so I'm going to put that straight into my crease using windshield wiping motions, and also all over my lid space as well, because I really want the inner corner to stand out the most. So I just wanted to put like a light wash of color over the lid. I know in Kylie's video I feel like she didn't put anything on her lid, but I want to maximize the colors in here and show you what you can do with them. Next, I'm going to use the shade Trove on my Sigma E55 brush, and I'm just going to smoke this across my lower lash line, making sure that I'm connecting it with the shadow at the outer corner. I do want my lower lash line just to be a little bit darker because I am going to put lashes on, and the lashes are really going to give a little bit more darkness to my top lid, and I just want to balance everything out. So I'm just going to place that all over my bottom lash line. I'll then be taking a bit of Caddy on my Makeup Collective number 5 brush, and I'm just going to use this to deepen up that lower lash line just by pressing it right underneath my waterline. Now I'm going to be taking my Odyssey In Moisture Smooth Ride Supercharged Eyeliner in the shade Coffee, and I'm just going to draw a really thin line on my top lash line. So this is just like a very dark chocolate brown, and I feel like it's a little bit more softer for this look. Just because in Kylie's photo she only wears like lashes, but I definitely need something to hide my lash band. And then quickly just taking the ColourPop Creme Gel Liner in the shade Boots. This is just like a beautiful fuchsia pink color, which I love. I'm going to put this right into my bottom lash line. Now I'm going to take the shade Sandbar on my Sigma E30 brush. This is the beautiful neon pink color in this palette. I'm going to put that right into my inner corner. I'm just going to use a little bit first, and I feel like I have really weird inner corners. I feel like this will look nicer on someone that has a lot bigger space in this region. And then I'll be taking a bit of the shade Tickled on my Makeup Collective number 10 brush, and I'm going to pop this right on top of Sandbar, right in the inner corner, just because I feel like this shade needs a little bit of lighting up. I don't know, on me, just putting Sandbar alone looks a little bit too weird. Okay guys, so this is the first look completed. For lashes, I am wearing the Demure Light from House of Lashes. And for my lip pairing, I decided to go with the Ultra Blotted Lip in the shade Love Bite. This look was a little bit different from me. It is quite out there though, but I still feel like it is a really nice pop of color either way. I feel like it's just something very different, very on trend right now, so I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started with look number 2. I have one eye half done. This was inspired by iluvsarahii. She did a look with this palette. I don't have all the products that she had, but for the most part she did use the LALA palette, and I loved her look, so I thought I would recreate it with kind of my own little twist, just using the product alone without any additional products. So let's just go ahead and get started. I'm first going to be taking the shade Poodle, and this is going to be our transition shade. I'll be using my ColourPop tapered blending brush as always and putting that straight into the crease. Next, I'll be taking the shade Sandbar on my Sigma E25 brush, and I'm going to start packing this all over my lid space first just to get that initial pigment, and then we will slowly blend this towards the transition shadow. Since this is such a monochromatic palette, all of the colors really do blend into each other very nicely since they are all in the same color family. But this neon pink is just going to be a very nice base to work with all these shimmer shadows on top. Now I will be mixing the shade Big Sugar and Opulent together on my Sigma E55 brush using these shades wet. I'm going to place that right on top of Sandbar, just all over our lid space, just to give the eyes a little bit of a glimmer. This again is kind of acting as our eye base. It almost makes the eyes look a little bit more of like a violet pink rather than just a straight up neon pink. It has a little bit of more dimension to it. I'm next taking the shade Tickled on my Makeup Collective number 4 brush, again using this shadow wet, but this time I'm only going to place this shadow right on that center of my lid first, and then once I feel like there's not much product left on my brush, I'm going to start blending that towards the outer edges. That way it can seamlessly blend into each other. It doesn't look like there's like just one big stripe on your lid. Tickled is a lot more chunkier. It's not as like a metallic. It definitely has more chunkier glitters in it. That's why I feel like placing it in the center is going to make it shine a lot more, and it's really going to bring out these other shadows that we just placed down, those other shimmers. Okay, so that's pretty much all the eyeshadow for now. I'm gonna go off camera and do my wing and lashes, finish off my base, and then we will come back to do the lower lash line. I'm gonna take the shade Poodle on my Makeup Collective number 11 brush, and this is going all over right underneath that lash line. Going in with the ColourPop Creme Gel Liner in the shade Boots, I'm gonna use this right in my bottom waterline. And now just taking Tickles once again, I'm going to use that to highlight my inner corners just to pull the whole look together. And this, guys, is the completed look for look number 2. For lashes, I am wearing the Demure Lights from House of Lashes. And for my final lip pairing, I decided to go with the Disney Gloss from ColourPop in the shade Boo. And that pretty much completes this look. Again, it was inspired by the beautiful iluvsarahii. But I hope you guys enjoyed my little take on her look and enjoyed my little recreation. Okay guys, let's go ahead and get started with the last look. We are going to be doing a gold and pink half cut crease. Very pretty. I love this color combination. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm first going to start off with the shade Poodle on my ColourPop tapered blending brush, and I'm just going to put that straight into my crease. Just looking straight down into my mirror, all the way into the inner corner. Since we are creating a half cut crease, you want to make sure all the color gets into the inner part. I think that's a very important tip for doing a half cut crease. Next, I'll be taking the shade Trove on my Morphe M433 brush, and I'm going to place that right in the outer corner just to make that a little bit darker. And then once most of the product is left off my brush, I'm going to bring it into the inner crease and blend it towards the transition shadow. So pretty much we want the darkness to be at the outer corner and above my inner crease. And because this shade is not too much darker from Poodle, it's going to be very easy to blend them into each other. There won't be much harsh lines. It's just very easy to blend shades when they aren't too far apart. So if you have trouble blending, I would recommend you just take a little bit shade darker, a little bit shade darker, and blend like that. It does take a little bit longer, but it's definitely worth the blend. And now I'll be taking the shade Caddy on my ColourPop E9 brush and doing exactly the same thing we did with Trove, but I'm actually going to try and place this a little bit lower than Trove. I wouldn't say this shade is actually darker, I would just say it's a little bit more purple and maybe like a tone darker. So it's not going to deepen it up too much. You can see it does go a little bit darker but not too much. So I really do wish that this color was just a little bit darker. So now I'm just taking some concealer on the back of my hand using my Vanity Planet Small Cream Shadow Brush. I'm going to place that right in that inner corner of my lid space, bringing it towards my crease and stopping it at the middle of my lid. And I'm quickly just going to look up, and that's going to trace a line where I should take my concealer to, because if I do take it up to this line, that's going to ensure that there's going to be no transfer with the shimmer shadow that we're going to place on top. I'm just grabbing a small thinner paintbrush, so I can't give you a name for this one. I'm just going to drag it along the crease line just to make everything super sharp. And I'm just taking a bit of Caddy once again, and I'm just using another small paintbrush. I'm just going to go above that concealer crease line just to deepen it up once again. It's really just going to make the cut crease pop out a little bit more. I'm using barely any product on my brush as well. And now I'll be taking the shade Moonstruck on my Makeup Collective number 18 brush, using this shadow wet, putting that right on top of that concealer. When you use the shadow wet, you can see it's so incredibly metallic and high shine, so smooth. I'll also be switching to my Makeup Collective number 4 brush, which is just like a smaller brush, and I'm just going to use this to help me get along that crease line, because around this area you want to be very careful. And I'll just be taking a bit of Sandbar on my Sigma E25 brush. I'm going to use the shadow to blend the shimmer and the mattes together. It's also going to give a little pop of color to the eye as well. So just stamping it where they meet, and that is going to do all the blending for you. You just want to kind of maneuver around that area, but just pressing it. I'm not really swiping. Okay, so that is pretty much it for the eyeshadow for now. I'm going to go off camera, do my wing liner, pop on my lashes, and finish off my base. And then we'll come back and finish off the lower lash line. So I'm going to go back into the shade Trove with my Sigma E55 brush, and I'm going to run this all over my bottom lash line. And then I'll just be taking my Artisty in Mode Thorough Smooth Rise Supercharged Eyeliner in the shade Coffee, and I'm going to use this to tightline my bottom waterline. Alright guys, so this is the final look completed. For lashes, I am wearing the iconic lights from House of Lashes, and for my lip pairing, I decided to go with the Luxe lipsticks in the shade Money Side Up and Uno Mas. I kind of just mixed them together to give me like the perfect peachy pinky nude. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one as well. And this, guys, is going to conclude my video for today. I hope you guys found it helpful, even if it was a couple of months late. But a couple of you guys tell me that you guys don't mind that my videos are late because you'll watch it either way or you're waiting for my opinions. I just want to thank you for being so patient with me. But yeah, if you guys did find the video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, let me know down below what you think of the palette. What do you think of the looks? Which one was your favorite? Just let me know your thoughts on the video down below and we can start chatting. I think when I'm uploading this, it might be Christmas Day or the day after Christmas, but like some of you guys are in the US, so it might be Christmas Day. But either way, I want to say Merry Christmas to you guys. Hope you're having a great day with your friends or family. That is it for today's video. Thank you guys again for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be my last video of the year. Bye!